Unless President Clinton decides to formally confirm or deny the existence of Aurora.
For the different flight conditions.
But secret American spy projects are still going on.
New aircraft, if they exist, in order to justify their existence, would have to be significantly faster than that.
For something like that to fly, a sensor, a camera.
One is so secret and so fast that officially it doesn't even exist.
And so we might imagine an airplane capable of flying at least 3,000 miles an hour.
Speculation will continue about the secret spy plane and the mystery of its visits.
For decades, the spy plane SR-91 Aurora has sparked speculation about its existence. Some call it a myth. Others swear it's the U.S. military's best-kept secret. A spy plane capable of reaching speeds unrivaled by any other modern aircraft. But if it does exist, where's the proof? Let's start with the facts, or rather, the lack of them. Aurora first came to light in the 1980s, not through any grand unveiling, but from a single mention in a U.S. Department of Defense budget document. Just one word, Aurora. This seemingly harmless mention sent the aviation world spiraling into theories. Was it a code name, a top-secret project, or just an administrative mistake? Then came the strange sightings, thunderous skyquakes rattling homes in California, unexplainable contrails in the skies over the UK, and mysterious aircraft-shaped objects near the infamous Area 51. Eyewitness accounts describe a sleek triangular craft streaking across the sky faster than any jet. And the engine? Allegedly, it uses a pulse detonation system, a cutting-edge technology that could propel it to speeds of Mach 5 and beyond. Yet for every rumor, there's a skeptic. The U.S. government has repeatedly denied Aurora's existence. Some argue these sightings are misinterpretations of experimental drones or natural phenomena. So why hasn't the chatter died down? Could this legendary aircraft be a symbol of Cold War paranoia, or is it proof that the truth is still out there, hidden in plain sight? Join us as we try to solve the mystery of the SR-91 Aurora, its origins, its alleged sightings, and the intriguing possibility that it's real. Because whether it's fact or fiction, one thing is for sure, its story is far from over. If you're a fan of aviation conspiracies and futuristic innovations, subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more updates about the top-secret government projects from around the world. Now, back to the mystery that has the whole world thinking and speculating. Let's start with a little history first. It all began with the Cold War era. And during the height of that war, the Soviets and the U.S. were competing for technological dominance in the shadows. For them, it was a race of innovation. The U.S. had its SR-71 Blackbird. The Soviet Union had its MiG-25. As the fastest reconnaissance aircraft of its time, the SR-71 Blackbird was retired. Whispers began circulating about its successor, a plane so advanced that it could leave its rivals and even its predecessor eating dust. Enter the Aurora, or at least the rumors of it. The legend was born in 1985. Best-selling magazines, Los Angeles Times and Aviation Week and Space Technology broke the news about a mysterious mention of Aurora in the U.S. defense budget. The mind-blowing fact about that mention was that the U.S. government had allocated a staggering $450 million for it. Now, it's a globally known and understood fact that the U.S. government has no match in safeguarding secrets and confidential information. So it dismissed the speculation by stating that Aurora was actually an umbrella term for unrelated projects. But the world wasn't convinced. After all, why would the government bury a golden egg under layers of deniability unless it had something to hide? So Aviation Week alleged that Project Aurora meant a group of exotic aircraft and their production. A year later, Aviation Week got its hands on some confidential documents that mentioned funding of about $2.3 billion allocated for the said project in the fiscal year of 1987. This dramatic budget spike could mean only one thing. Aurora wasn't just any project. It was a major, high-priority project shrouded in secrecy and confidentiality. The theories and speculations weren't entirely far-fetched. From the late 70s to the mid-80s, the U.S. government had been quietly investing in cutting-edge stealth technology, often in collaboration with Lockheed. Through its renowned Skunk Works division, the company had created some of the most advanced stealth aircraft in history. Their innovations included the U-2 spy plane, the SR-71 Blackbird, and the revolutionary F-117 Nighthawk. Each set a new benchmark in aviation. The partnership between the U.S. and Lockheed had already produced aircraft that were invisible to radar and unmatched in performance. This history of success made the rumors of Aurora even more plausible. The long gap since the last new aircraft launch only fueled public belief that a next-generation successor was long overdue. Adding to the intrigue, the budget listing for Aurora appeared directly below the U-2. This placement seemed far too deliberate to be a coincidence. But as always, the U.S. government denied the planning or existence of such an aircraft. Officially, Aurora doesn't exist. But what if the opposite was the truth? What clues do we have about its appearance, speed, and other capabilities? Let's find out. According to various theories, Aurora has hypersonic speed, flying in the range of Mach 5 to Mach 10. This can be possible with advanced propulsion systems, such as ramjets, scramjets, or even pulse detonation engines. Ram and scramjets work by utilizing the air passing through the engine for fuel combustion. Meanwhile, pulse detonation engines work through a propulsion system that uses detonation waves to burn fuel and oxidizer. Moving on, Aurora is believed to be a triangular or wedge-shaped aircraft with small delta wings. It's also said to be able to gain a maximum altitude of 100,000 feet. That is right near the edge of space, which means it's practically impossible for Aurora to be intercepted by enemy fighter planes or surface-to-air missiles. The specifications surrounding the alleged SR-91 Aurora paint a picture of an engineering marvel. Yet despite these claims, the reality doesn't lie in blueprints or theories, but in the sky itself. From mysterious contrails that defy conventional physics to deafening booms shaking quiet neighborhoods, eyewitness accounts and sonic phenomena have lent a veil of reality to Aurora's legend. Let's explore the global sightings and incidents that continue to fan speculation about the existence of this enigmatic aircraft. In August 1989, an engineer named Chris Gibson reportedly observed a triangular-shaped aircraft. It was refueling midair from a KC-135 tanker while flanked by two F-111 fighter jets over the North Sea. He later sketched the sighting. From 1990 to 1991, numerous donuts on a rope contrails were reported over Nevada and California. These trails, thought to be associated with a high-speed aircraft powered by a pulse detonation engine, matched the characteristics attributed to Aurora. In March 1992, Stephen Douglas captured photos of a contrail resembling donuts on a rope in Texas. He described hearing a loud pulsating roar that shook his house. Additionally, he intercepted mysterious radio transmissions, possibly linked to the aircraft. Throughout the early 1990s, sonic booms were recorded in Southern California by United States Geological Survey sensors. These booms were too frequent and powerful to be explained by known aircraft, leading to speculation about a high-speed, high-altitude plane, potentially the Aurora. In 1994, Chuck Clark, an Area 51 enthusiast, claimed to have filmed a Sharp Delta aircraft resembling Aurora taking off from Groom Lake, Nevada. The video was never released, but Clark described the aircraft as matching Aurora's reputed configuration. In September 1994, reports emerged of a crash at RAF Boscombe Down in the UK. Although details were classified, some speculated the incident involved an experimental U.S. aircraft. The secrecy surrounding the event only further fueled rumors about the aircraft's existence. Allegations arose in the year 2000 that Machrihanish Air Base in Scotland served as a base for Aurora. Observations of radar blips traveling at hypersonic speeds supported the theory, though no conclusive evidence was presented. While none of these sightings outright prove Aurora's existence, they collectively shaped its legend, as a possible successor to the SR-71 Blackbird. Legends don't survive on speculation alone. Let's dig into the facts and see how these myths were debunked by relevant authorities. Aurora's mention in the 1985 budget gave rise to a tide of speculations over many decades. However, Ben Rich, the former director of Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, clarified in his book that Aurora was simply a code name for funding related to the B-2 Spirit bomber, not a Mach 5 spy plane. Also, many sightings attributed to Aurora can be explained by existing aircraft. For example, the 1989 sighting of a triangular aircraft over the North Sea was likely an F-117 Nighthawk or a B-2 Spirit bomber. Sonic booms in the 1990s, termed skyquakes over Los Angeles, are more plausibly linked to routine military testing of known aircraft rather than an unknown hypersonic plane. And the technology? Well, let's just say the 1980s weren't ready for a hypersonic plane. Pulse detonation engine, heat shielding, 100,000-foot cruising altitude. That era wasn't advanced enough for such technologies. Despite decades of rumors, no credible physical evidence, photographs, or corroborated eyewitness accounts support the existence of Aurora. These factors collectively suggest that Aurora is nothing more than speculative enthusiasm about U.S. capabilities. Despite the theories and anecdotes surrounding Aurora, most evidence suggests it might be more myth than reality. Some may even call it a product of Cold War paranoia and speculative fervor. However, given the U.S. government's track record of secrecy, one cannot entirely dismiss the possibility of its existence. After all, this is the same government that denied the existence of the SR-71 Blackbird, the F-117 Nighthawk, and even Area 51 for decades before eventually acknowledging them. So, does Aurora represent a shadowy future we've yet to uncover, or is it simply a captivating legend born of secrecy and speculation? We leave that for you to decide. What do you think? Is the plane a fact or mere fiction? Share your thoughts in the comments below.